Okay. You know, Jordan, before the doc came out, said that people will feel that he's just a bad person when this thing is going to get released. And it got released, and they showed there was a whole episode about him being verbally abusive to his other players. Now, I remember I interviewed Craig Hodges, who played with him.
I like that interview.
You like that? One of my favorite interviews. Did not get the views I felt it was supposed to get.
Mm-hmm.
But we talked about that situation. He said, man, we were so verbally abusive to each other, period. Like, no one really cared. They made it into a whole thing in The Last Dance. But yeah, like trash talking was just such a regular thing. You could take all those clips that he said and show one of us doing the same thing.
Nobody is harder on you on a professional level than your teammates. So I guarantee you, if a baseball player is going through a batting slump, some of his teammates coming by telling him, man, you can't get your way out of a wet paper bag. And it's the same thing on the pro level. Oh, man. So we would have shooting games, and somebody's going through a shooting slump, and you tell them, coach, don't put him on my team. So it would be times on how are you going to bring your muster to make sure that you're ready. And that's the thing that I applaud Scotty Anhorst and BJ and Stacy and Scott Williams on how they accepted understanding what this thing is about work and how you come to work every day. And this is your workplace, this is your work environment, and this is how we get out. And when MJ may throw some jabs at you, I'm your big brother, I'll take that jab. And now, yeah, brother, we ready to come at your ass. Let's go. And it wasn't going to be no thing where we going to have any type of clicks in this thing. Yeah, you the big money maker, but inside this little thing that we call practice, it's a hierarchy, and it's one motherfucker, and that's Phil Jackson. You feel me?
This is the deal. When they were showing Michael, they were trying to get a point that he was so intense and on certain plays.
Shoot it, ho. Yeah, bitch, and then all this stuff. Yeah, to me, that looked like regular, playground, street basketball. Yeah.
But that's now going back to it. They didn't want that. The NBA had to change from that in order to be accepted worldwide, and especially in Europe. So check this out. I don't watch sports. People didn't know that, but I didn't watch. I don't watch the Dream Team shit. I don't watch any of that. I don't watch the Olympics unless the girls are running. I watch Hussein, but that was it. I watched swimming, and I watched the girls run. That's my Olympics, and I realized that in China, when I was in China, you can't be an insubordinate. You can't yell and go up to the ref and put your chest in the ref and go like this and scream and point to what. You can't do any of that. You can't do that in baseball. You can't do it in even when they're doing 4K and people are fighting, K1 fight. You cannot do that. You have to be respectful, quiet, and go, because it sends off a bad image to everyone else. So the NBA changed. They changed from us being rough. It changed from guys being able to talk to the ref and throw temper tantrums and do whatever and look at guys and be. You can't do that now.
Oh yeah, no. I just interviewed Tim Hardaway and we talked about how he threw a TV onto the court. Remember that?
Oh yeah, Tim. Remember they got mad.
He picked up one of those TVs from like the sidelines and threw it onto the court.
Yeah. I wish I could take that back. That was my mistake. I shouldn't have got upset at the referee because the circumstances. But hey, sometimes you get in this volatile situation where you just want to touch somebody and you can't touch nobody, and then the first thing you see, you touch, that's what happened. But I regret that. I regret it because I don't want young people to see that, and I don't want young people to judge me on that. And you're not supposed to react to referees like that. And and my son, is playing the NBA now, so that's why I regret it. They still talk about it, they still show it, but me and him have a laugh about it, and I tell him, you better not do it though.
And probably got fined $100.
No, he got more than that.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I remember
They try to plug it back in like the TV.
we
was
used to
fucked up.
fight. There used to be fights in the NBA, right?
Yeah.
And they break them up. And they go, you go to the bench, put them on, get somebody else
like
in.
hockey.
And right, and you sit down and you got some water and you look down and you do whatever. And then you get back out in the game and you see a guy bump his hands and then the game starts. You didn't get fined for that. Now they're gonna go in, they're gonna travel, they're gonna have paparazzis on your lawn. They're gonna say, man, the way you played tonight, are you this violent to your wife and your kids? You got all of that. The game is totally moved and totally into a whole different idea of professionalism. And I said this, when you got guys making $500 million just to wear sneakers, you can't elbow that guy. You can't talk loud around that guy. You can't bring any embarrassment. But wait, let me just say this.
Mm-hmm.
You can't bring the street onto the court inside the arena. After you see that with MJ, that ended. There's no more of that. Gary Payton used to do it, and they talked to him about it. They got rid of that.
Yeah, I actually looked it up. Tim Hardaway was fined $10,000, but was suspended for 2 games.
Ooh.
The $10,000 fine is not a big deal.
Yeah,
2 games, that's a big deal.
Yeah, that's a big game because you get paid per game. So if you don't get your game money.
Oh, okay. So really the fine is much
fine-
bigger than that.
No, like, yeah. So like if you making, my biggest year I was making $33,000 a game. That's $66,000
Yeah.
plus the $10,000.
Plus the $10,000. Yeah,
Yeah.
that could have been a $100,000 fine basically
Right.
after the dust settled.
And I would have been too afraid to get on a flight. Because I would have said, all right, these 2 games right here, I got the week off. I ain't even going to be around y'all. You can't go to Dominican Republic. Maybe you can go to Strip Joint in Atlanta, but you can't go to Dominican, which I would have done playing in Miami. If they would have suspended me, I would have been in DR for at least 4 of those days. Came back with 3 more kids.
Were you
Not like the Democrats come back with kids. I mean, get some people pregnant.